The God King's hunting party were doing their best to blend with the shadows to launch a devastating ambush on the undead filth that had laid waste to the eastern and southern shores of Ulthuan. To Orion's north was the now destroyed Griffin Gate, the cannons of the undead pirates packing a serious punch, even to the enchanted architecture of the Aesir. Centuries spent on the hunt told him the pirates would take the opportunity and pounce on the undefended central settlements, rich in plunder. The armies of Athel-Loren would see Ulthuan defended, the corruption of the dark gods and necromancies purged, and life blooming once more in the island paradise. He could also not resist the urge to hunt down Count Noctilus. To slay such a powerful monster in the name of Kurnos would be a sacrifice worthy of the next wild hunt. All of Lower Loren Forest was alight with the magics of Athel-Loren. The Vale had recovered to the degree where the ancient ritual of rebirth could be performed once more. No longer would the forest sit idle while the dark gods and their slavering followers murder and burn. The very trees and landscape would become a merciless foe for any who would dare trespass once the ritual was complete. However, the gathering of such potent energies was bound to draw unwanted attention. Lords Findle and Thranduil would have the honorable task of protecting the spellsingers of Lorelorn. The fate of their ritual hung on their shoulders. With the completion of the Azrai Forge, the most dangerous and sacred warriors of the forest may be unleashed. For the Azrai, it is not just a mere smithy, but each master-crafted work is seen as a tribute to the gods. The merging of the powers of both Kurnos, god of the hunt, and Vol, god of the forge, in their very work. First Wildwood Wardens and Shadowbad had brutally cut down the beastmen led by the legendary Khazrak One-Eye, slaying scores of the creatures with no casualties on their part. Vilgen the Spellweaver had been entrusted with several legions, equipped from the new forges. Bladesingers, Death Dancers, and stalwart guardians of Adelwythe, and even the sacred Wild Riders of Kurnos, Orion's finest huntsmen. Spellweaver had proven herself in countless battles defending Athel-Loren, and she would need the elite troops for the mission she was being given. Heralds Ariel, Nestra, and Arahan had been fighting valiantly to stave off the forces of the Hag Queen Marathi, and onslaughts of drowned sailors endlessly pouring from the Twisted Glade, but they had been driven back deep into the Witchwood. It would be up to Vilgen to punish all those who would threaten the Vale, and protect Isha's Chosen. And welcome on back to Total War Warhammer 3 and part 12 of our Orion campaign. In today's episode, we shall start things off with a battle between Vilgen and some of the scurvy dogs hailing from the Drowned. So the Outer Resolve is going to give us a Pyrrhic victory with medium casualties. None of our soldiers wiped out, but medium casualties and a Pyrrhic victory is not good when just upon arriving in a enemy territory, so we are going to fight this one on out. And I think we are going to take far fewer casualties than the Outer Resolve thinks we shall, especially since this is a bit of a choke point battle here, and we have all of these missile troops to throw stuff down at them. So I put all of our actual missile troops on one side here, with the intention of trying to lure all of the enemy's forces over to this inch. No one else really. I'm gonna actually throw these two sisters of the Thorn into the woods, so that way they can hide, and that way only really our archers are visible. That way they should start moving most of this force in this direction as we kind of do the same to take this hill. We'll have our Wild Hunters of Kurnos kind of stop anyone from getting too close. Hopefully we can bring down the bloated corpses before they get, like I said, too close. We will throw our Spellweaver at them, as they don't do a ton of damage to single entities. If they get too close, we'll just go play tag with the bloated corpses. And then we'll send all of the Bladesingers out once the archers kind of have taken position, because I don't know, they don't actually have the ability to give themselves more missile resistance. But they do have quite a bit of physical to start. They're very good at dodging shots. So as long as there's no magical missiles coming out from the other side here, we should be at least marginally safe on the way over. Let's get this battle started. Let Vilgen and everyone else take this high ground here. Vilgen, you go ahead and get up in the air. No reason for you to be on the ground. Branch Wraith, we're going to just throw it straight down the middle. Sisters of the Thorn, we are going to keep hidden for now. It all depends on what they are going to do, because as soon as we charge those troops on out, it is fairly game over for our enemy there. I'm going to send the Guardians of Athel-Violet forward. We've gained a new kind of missile infantry here that actually have woven mist, allowing them to be even more missile resistant, up to 50% once that's active. And they have sundering shots, bonus versus large, and magical ammo. So they are awesome units. Let's drop down one of the bound dwellers below here, since they all have to walk through it. We're going to do the same up here on the other end. It's going to take some hits, but that's fine. She can heal that up. The melee defenses. Oh, I wanted jet drops cooldowns. I have to remember that one. You get into the forest here. We can drop down the heals on both of them as you run through. Actually, we're doing a really good job of landing those pistol shots. I'm impressed. We'll throw the penumbral pendulum on through. Not time to bring the sisters out yet, but it's almost.
Raw magic is mine.
Backing up a little bit there. We have the high ground, but we can kind of move forward and back with this unit since they are firewall moving unit there, which is awesome. Drop down the dwellers below onto these as they move forward as well. Keep moving around so you're not taking quite as much fire from those rifles. See about getting Melkoths down on... well, if we can stop this man from casting, that'd be fantastic. We'll just have you go and jump on that bloated corpse so it doesn't explode elsewhere. Spellweaver, go and chop down those... Actually, no, let's go around the bats. We can do the Awakening of the Wood and all of that nonsense there. You should do a very good job of exploding that bloated corpse. Perfect. And now we can kind of launch the Penumbral Pendulum through, and the archers can completely decimate this group here. We'll have both the Guardians of Athawilith focusing down that bloated corpse. We kind of watch the arrows reek down. Scythe down the enemies. Trying to figure out which word was attempting to create there. It's entirely new. Yeah, just decimated in a volley. Back over on the other end, though. Have the Sisters of the Thorn come on out. And we will go ahead and just lock these swordsmen and charge them on over together. No reason to take free... Okay, I think they dealt with the bloated corpse. It disappeared, but I don't trust it. On through, we can drop down the explosion once more. Regrowth will be great for healing up the Spirit Leech that is dropping down, so let's go through that. Sisters of the Thorn come on down. Oh, interesting. They decided to turn around. Now, see, what you're going to do is charge directly into those scurvy dogs there. And then you're going to pop the smoke bombs. Oh, most of the troops did not actually decide to go fight something. That's interesting. And very sad. None of you ladies need to have extra armor piercing damage, so just drop into the blend them up mode. Perseveron here, there. No one even made it in on our archers. Let's go ahead and have them just focus fire down. There's other in here. This is the Thorn, come on out. Who's fighting? Everyone can really just get layered up with some extra Thorn armor there. Vilgen. Come on in and drop this in the back line. And we can heal up everyone else. Yeah, in a melee, the Bladesingers... oh, she took several slices at the same time there. Recovers like a champion, though. They're going to start whirling through these units. Very low armor. And we have activated their whirling death mode, so they've actually lost a bit of armor piercing, but gain even more actual melee attack, and they're taking a lot of hits. We'll drop down the heals on these guys here. Watching the battle, the Azrai Death Dancers jumping in there as well. Scurvy Dogs will be slowing our units down, but the Wreath of Thorns actually will be dealing damage back to the enemies as they deal to us.
Ever ready. They will
Ride them down. Go ahead and spread the units out just a little bit there. I realized we also didn't bring any of our cavalry on over. We didn't really need them. But let's go ahead and charge them in now. We'll have each of you just go break a unit that's still fighting. Auto Resolve might have been being a bit kind to our enemies here. Not realizing all of the different spells we have access to. the healing potential is pretty intense. We'll drop this down on the Bladesingers, and then when we have the other heals, we'll give them some too. Well, they better friendly fire from our archers, but that's the end. Oh, we don't get to do any healing. How sad. I mean, I guess there's no real complaining after only losing 2 men in the fighting. One being of the Bladesingers and one of the Wildwood Rangers. We could have definitely healed that up, no problem too. We will go ahead and actually kill these captives for the bit of extra experience.
Their song must end.
Salt the ground if we have to. Benjamin Shorthands has been defeated. Gained ourselves a nice hawk companion. More range for Viljan if she actually could use that.
Trees.
Let's see, for Thilvolkus, giving our squad more leadership during those forest battles will be quite good, as well as the resistance. This more so. I can't believe I missed that one. I guess I figured it was one of her ward save, or I guess missile resistance or spell resistance buffs there. Let's also go for the Smoke and Mirrors, speed our troops up, and evasion for any time she is losing a battle. And then we can go for the Tempered Rigor and Violent Delights to make this Branch Wraith a nasty little duelist. They're a hybrid, but they lean more towards actually fighting than spellcasting. And they're way, way, way better with Durthu. Let's grab the Scepter of Stability for Aiden Durthu's squad, because I think he gives them all sorts of extra kind of passive buffs to go along.
Nature's servant.
First fight against Forces of the Undead, though, went very well. Always kind of how it felt anytime I was playing as Noctilus going up against the Wood Elves. It was a terrifying experience. A lot of resolve there. Who's 3? This time we will also go ahead and execute.
Fate has no more need.
So she rides the Hawk properly in battle, but on the map, she's like a mad lad. Alright, let's go ahead and go into... Can we reach? Ooh, no, we can't. We should just go into the camp stance.
As air.
And I don't even mind scooting into enemy territory.
I am needed.
For you there, Viljan. I guess the ability to make all of our archers invisible could be pretty fun, especially, or we could just go for that. She could kind of fly overhead and make all of our cavalry invisible, similarly to how some of the kind of competitive players use the Coatls, where they'll hide all of the cavalry underneath them for a surprise attack. Swift and Sturdy is going to give our cavalry a bit more weapon strength and missile strength, and that's going to help out all of the elite cav as well as the Sisters of the Thorn. So let's grab Swift and Sturdy. We'll get them up to gold tier soon, and then we can go for the blue line here, as we will likely be confederating up with Sisters very soon, since we have to fight the Skaven in 3 battles to do so. And we have the Skaven down here in the south against we've got going on down here. So we will be crushing Montanus with a auto resolve. Then we've got 2 Skaven armies moving on in, Knife of Mordheim, and then a Gorm. We need to push them all the way back into Skavenblight, and what we're going to do, this is something that y'all have been telling me to do for quite some time, and because the Bloodlust keeps kicking in with Orion, I have a hard time not finishing off factions. We have to kind of push our enemies back into one final minor settlement, and try not to wipe them out as long as we can, because we are gaining all sorts of nice upkeep drops for every army we are at war with. And so every time we finish an enemy off, we lose that upkeep drop. So we want to keep that in mind. Our next battle is going to be between Findle and whatever is about to invade over here. He and his Wildwood Wardens are about to be quite tested. Grab Icarin first and finish off Morgar. And by Morgar, we are going to be finishing him off. Beastmen, we can't keep them around because we are unable to resettle any settlements while they have nonsense up. So squish. Down with the Bloody Pigmen. They had a ton of Razor Gore. We will be raising this to the ground first for 8,000. Yes. Not colonize until the Associated Herdstone is destroyed. It is gone.
These are dark times.
These are dark times. Ah, we should have probably just claimed it. There we go. Things are all sorted out in terms of the
acquiesce to your request.
UI there. All right. For you, Icarin, got your gold here all sorted out. Getting the cavalry upgraded is going to be really good as well. Quartermaster, I'm also pretty intrigued by. Since he is flying around upon a dragon, let's go ahead and grab the Violent Delights. On to Deadly Onslaught, and then we'll go ahead and give his dragon a bit more armor as well, because he is a huge target. This Leia. Her melee potential is all but maxed out there. Donis already has Death from Above. We kind of can spread out the secondary buffs here. He doesn't have anything too elite at the moment. Later on, these will be great. But for now, let's go ahead and just give them a bit more spell and missile resistance, being upon large creatures.
Me?
And then Leia, I will go ahead and throw in. Don't have all that many of those units. We do have some of... No, these are none of them are the... None of these abilities actually upgrade the first tier. So we have to keep that in mind. That is coil when not using a mount. It's pretty good. We'll just go for the bottomless quiver. As we have not quite upgraded Icarin's army yet. All of them are due for a proper upgrade that are still wielding like Daith's forces here. Since Daith is the Master Smith, he definitely needs him some proper elite troops. He'll be bringing himself back to Kingsblade pretty quick, but we do need to defend Karak Buffar from Knife and a Korm here, so lots to do. Back up in Lorelorn. I think it's time to face off against whichever this is. The imminent forest invasion, gathering strength, may prevent them from reaching full strength. We also may not. We'll find out. Next week on Dragon Ball, we actually did manage to ambush them. So it's Thamen and his Norskins. Let's go ahead and... What kind of spellcaster are you? Beasts? I think we should fight this one. To limit casualties, since we have 2 more forest invasions coming on in as well. And since there are also armies up in the north from the other Norskins that are likely to be attacking us soon, so take it. I'm not even gonna... well, that was a definite misclick, but thankfully we lost almost none in the auto-resolve. I can't. There's no words. We're gonna go ahead and abduct those captives and move through. Wizard forgetting which button is which on the fly. Good grief. Well, Norska's been eliminated, and Notheodi is riding around upon a unicorn, which is awesome.
At your service.
One step closer to a hawk.
Orders.
Okay, Glade Lord Findle. We'll grab the Quartermaster. Well, you know what? We need you to be better at fighting, so let's grab Rally. And then we can grab the old Nature's Quiver. We've got a good deal of archers. None of them are gold chevron except for the Deepwood Scouts, though. Schwink. Come on over and grab
Can I
go with
offer
him.
assistance?
He is upon a hawk, I believe. So we are going to grab that last point of Timbered Rigor, and we're going to definitely want to grab the Missile Resist, being upon a hawk. Atalanta is... Are you also on a hawk? That would not be your type. Lots fighting from now. Let's go for the Impenetrable Bark then. Armor. Sounds real good.
Proud son of Athel Lauren.
Yodi is hopefully not a proud son of Athel Lauren. You're on a unicorn. People don't generally shoot. Although you are the spellcaster, so we will grab the missile resistance, and then let's come on over and start grabbing the Cleanse Corruptions, because they're fixing this area. Driving back the Dark Forces and their disgusting taint. We'll have to be eliminating these two very, very soon. Alright, Findle. On, can we reach the next one?
I shall comply.
Yes. It says we can't, but I don't believe them.
The forest has spoken.
Okay, maybe they should have been believed. Well,
These are dark times.
indeed, these are dark times. You don't get to do any kind of replenishing. The other forest invasion is coming in 2 turns here. I'm going to bring Thranduil as quickly as we can up to try to stop that, but I just don't know if we're going to make it in time. We'll have to see what kind of army comes on through if we don't reach them before they evolve to maximum. Alright, let's go for money making over here at Black Pit, so more wine to sell. These give any more growth into the provinces? No, just a smidge more on the pottery, timber, and elven trinkets. I think I would rather the growth and replenishment. I think it's only Radious that actually gives the Wood Elves the ability to actually settle these large provinces here and give them actual proper glade trees or veil trees. I think it's an excellent change. I think it would do some good to have the smaller settlements still only be allowed to be those outposts, the Wood Elf outposts. Any kind of provincial capital, I don't mind the ability to kind of grow up a great big tree and turn it into a vale. That would be something I think the Wood Elves would be all about, expanding the forests. Unless they're just about no one's allowed in this forest, they don't need to grow from there, but that's its own thing. I'm going to wait until Dehen here actually has some more troops, our Lady Glade Lord. And we're going to come on over here as a group. Isalal will start the fight, and she will join on in. They should hopefully have combined troops enough to deal with that. Orion is in his ambush. I'm really hoping we can catch at least a couple of these armies out.
No.
I don't know what the defeat trade is for Silostra, but we will soon find out. Up on a Rotting Leviathan, she's going to be a huge target. Put you in camp stance then. I guess if we really wanted to, we can throw in a couple of these ROR units, but I think we're going to save them. In terms of units, we can throw in a single turn. Just to have the extra units for the upcoming battle, we may just grab some of those Eternal Wardens. They seem to spring up out of nowhere. So we'll grab all three, just to finish out this army. I think a full stack of 20 seems pretty healthy, and we can kind of specialize it afterwards. I am going to send Akka down to meet up with the other lizard men. We've signed some agreements with Hexawaddle. Just a non-aggression pact to start. Alright, sweet. Take a look at the diplomacy screen one last time here.
How can I assist you?
I'm very surprised we've even met Tor Elisor.
Huh?
I'm not going to complain.
All right.
When do we
But I'm
fight?
surprised. When do we
Twin
fight?
defenders of the glades.
When necessary. Alright, well, we've got 68 gold sitting in the treasury. We have but coins. Go ahead and end things, see how it turns out. Clan Squire actually has made it over to Buffar. What is the... Man, I am very tempted to fight this one. Him being a ruined spellcaster is going to be a problem. But the fact that we have all of the high ground here, we can launch arrows down. We're going to fight it, do as much damage as we can. Hopefully Talzin's forces have what it takes to defend Buffar. Otherwise, Daith will soon be here with a vengeance. I did not check to see how many minutes below charges they are actually going to have access to, so we will likely want to keep an eye on... let's probably keep one unit up top here. How are they spread out? So the Warp Grinders went this direction. Rattling Guns having a good deal of range is a bit unfortunate, but we have the Glade Riders to harass them. And I am going to put them both on this side, so how we did last time. Make sure they are out of range of those Rattling Guns. It's not going to take long for them to actually be in range, but they can be a big old nuisance. Since the Poison Wind Globes and the Warp Grinders all have pretty heavy armor, let's have both of the Starfire Shards back here. I am going to kind of split them apart a little bit and actually spread them way wider than normal, simply because the Spellcaster drops down the really condensed lightning.
Ready and waiting.
Okay, so these guys are both our Eternal Guard groups. We've got one of you. We'll have the Pikes holding in on this side. 1,000 to work with to start. 32-meter range gives them a lot more range. Then we can kind of push the other Eternal Guard forward. I think we throw in the platform here.
Ready for battle.
We'll want to try to pull them back quickly if things start going sideways, but we can really capitalize on having range advantage against the rats. I really think we should. You know, where's their spellcaster? He's all the way over here. Grab our Glade. Technically our captain there.
I
set them up like such. I'll have a... Rats don't need a trap as much as the other.
Defenders of Athel
Put in the blocker barricade.
Eternal Guard.
Hang out behind it. We have all of our archers blast over the tops here. We'll have all of the normal archers.
Ready to fire.
We don't want too many of them up on top here just because they won't be able to fire and
Children of Athel
blast away the enemies as well. We'll keep you back.
Children
I don't know.
of Athel Loren.
The warp lightning can be a problem no matter what. We just got to deal with that one.
Your command.
Forward. Keep you guys up top, and if it turns out they don't have any summons of menace below, we'll just rotate them very quickly back over. I'll have this shield, glade guard,
Eternal Guard.
turtle guard. 300 left. We can grab another platform. I think we'll just save for a tower instead.
Defenders of Athel Loren.
Alright, we'll have you guys. 2 spears here. 3 spears on this side, plus them is 4. That's where the bulk of the forces are. I don't know, it's gonna be a rough one no matter what. Let's throw these guys in the center. That way they can kind of go either way. And stop any rat ogres, and these guys can turn to fire. Alright. No further ado, battle begin. Leave you guys back just a little bit. It looks like the rats are definitely going to try to drive forward. Over on the other end, they're going to set up and wait for their mage to probably wreak some havoc. I do wish it was one of the other versions of mage. He spears forward.
Swiftly. Deep wood infantry. Glade Guard.
Both need to focus down those rat ogres there.
Bows of Athel Loren.
Now the poison wing globes, since they are heavily armored and are going to be an absolute nuisance.
With haste.
Oh, set up and defend. Here they come. Rattling guns are going to start firing too, which is all torps are horrible. Yes, torps. All torps are horrible. Although, you leave yourself that open, we are going to capitalize on it.
Master.
Make sure they don't let him through. The assassin's going to be an issue.
Warriors of Orion.
Deepwood archers.
All the archers focus fire on...
Ready for orders. No. Eternal Guard.
Beautiful. All the way through, because here come the warp grinders there.
Target.
We'll have you eliminate the warp grinders, and we'll just gotta scoot these guys back.
Understood.
Right. Nice layered defense there. I'm going to now focus our archers on the rattling guns now coming into view.
Ready and waiting.
All right, time to retreat. Here comes the warp grinders, and once they reach you, there's no escape. Oh, they're on skirmish mode. That was what was hurting them. Retreat. Much faster than the enemy. You gotta make use of that. Destroying those warp grinders. We'll have you try to focus down those poison wing globes, because that's a lot of damage those guys can unleash. Come on back. Dodge a lot of that nonsense. A little bit of damage.
Straight away.
For the spearmen.
Awaiting orders.
Blade Guard.
Blade guard. Bump up a bit more and scoot back. They are actually holding in very well on that side.
Eternal Guard.
Alright, in.
Fray.
Try to ignore the clan rat spears. You guys just gonna have to pull back. Dealing with the grinders before they get in is going to be pretty paramount here. Oh wait, you boys need to turn. About face, here comes the ogres. Yourselves on in, we can get some nice damage on anything trying to get around. Alright, I think the Eternal Guard can stick in for a really long time on that end, being Eternal Guard. Yes, indeed, I do believe that was cringe. Let's keep blasting away at the back.
Eternal Guard.
Eternal Guard, they're fighting hard. It's just, assassins are pretty tailor-made to defeat them. Look this right there. Let's go ahead and charge these Blade Riders in. You do have a bonus versus infantry, and against clan rats, that should actually perform pretty well. Being able to outmaneuver the rats is really great. You guys need to turn and shoot. Every arrow that's not being fired is a complete waste. So those Rattling guns are trying to come back. Let's go ahead and dissuade them from that line of thinking. Get flanked, unfortunately. Eliminate those ogres, though. Ooh, that's... Man, that hurt. Can't lie about that. Alright, spears, come up and try to block this area here off. We will start putting in these little platform barricades where we can. Taking damage from the mages is how things are going to be. Pull away from those Rattling guns. In fact, come on around behind, add some poison into these guys over here. Spearmen, go ahead and add your spears to the battle. You guys could focus fire down the assassin. That'd be fantastic. I just don't know if they're going to be able to do that so well.
Eternal Guard. Blade Riders.
Come over to this side here. Then from there, go up. Ooh, more lightning. No way to dodge that. It's a little bit too late. Luckily, he chose the same target twice.
Eternal Guard.
Get that Gracier.
Blade Riders. Sound the horns.
Well, I can throw the Rattling guns at least, so the next couple battles should be significantly easier. Spearmen are really starting to take a severe amount of damage. Get another set of towers in. You can focus fire down that Gracier. Fantastic.
Eternal Guard.
Eternal Guard focus down the Rat Ogres.
Deepward Archers. Glade Guard. Cavalry.
Pull the cavalry to here and then through. The last few of the Rat Ogres coming back is real unfortunate. Not a lot we can do about it though.
Bowmen ready. Warriors of Orion.
But they turned around.
Straight away.
They have been firing for a while. That's not great.
Fire.
Oof, another shot of lightning comes on down.
Release.
Bring down those Rat Ogres.
Blade Riders.
Well, these Blade Riders would be a nuisance.
Shall be done.
You guys come up and do the same. You got some like 3 leftover spearmen there. Ogres are learning that everyone becomes a pincushion but once. I guess they've already got a couple jabs of torque going in them. You guys might want to turn around. Here comes some clan rats. Deal with them just real fast.
For the eternal realms.
Weapons ready.
Bring yourselves and start unleashing the poison.
Eager and ready.
Alright, enemy assassin's about gone.
Deepwood infantry. At once.
Leave a unit of Deepwood infantry here.
As you command.
Other Eternal Guard.
Aye. We are tireless.
With haste.
Ah, They can actually dodge. They're about the only unit that can, though. Oh, and they are defeated. Croc Buffar is saved.
Defenders of
Lovely. Well, we will try to bring down this Gracier, or at least as low health as we can. I'll catch you all in a moment.
Change weapon.
Alright, Pyrrhic victory, but that is easily one of the most defendable minor settlements. It's considered a minor settlement map that it's Lorelorn Forest brought in Warhammer 3. It's easily one of the most defendable settlements in the entire game. We push off a Knife of Mordheim. Hopefully his other forces weren't too close behind. We will go ahead and abduct those captives just in case.
Your demented thoughts flit like flies upon a corpse. Gather them and speak quickly.
Dropping bombs. The gods demand war. Alright, well, we bring all of our allies. You with your one, and me with my list. Bring it. Warherd of the One Eye has now attacked as well, with several armies all at the same time. Unfortunately, though, yeah, no, these Wildwood Wardens are really, really hefty in terms of auto-resolve weight. So we're going to go ahead and just finish you off there, sir. You tried your best. 510 kills going out to the Hawkeyes or Drakira. Oh, I guess the Way Watchers are carrying us. Man. Alright, well, we will go ahead and abduct those captives as well. Corone. Yeah, I saw this coming. So Corone has come on up to attack Middenheim. I think they have an even less chance than the previous group of rats did. What is this Maiden of Beasts? Yeah, I think we're going to run you over. She can fly around, though. That's something that makes things a little bit more dangerous. He is not flying, so very fast. Anti-large, but not armor-piercing. We've got a lot of spearmen. Yeah, it's going to predict a valiant defeat for us. I think same as with the rats. They will lose. Mostly because these are questing knights. I've got the wild hunters, or the wild riders of Kurnos. Which is better? We'll let you decide. Into the battle. Alright, the finest defenders we have access to at the moment versus the Bretonnians. So over here, oh, they're both flying, okay. That is going to be a bit of an issue. Because they can pretty much decide to attack where they want, and they will likely go after our Deepwood Scouts. So we'll want to keep a unit of War Dancers with them, wherever they're at. As War Dancers are both armor-piercing and anti-large. This is where all of the cavalry looks to be. Those sets of knights over here. In fact, that makes it quite a bit easier for us to deploy our Wild Riders. I think I want them... hide them in the woods over here. That would just be the best. Oh, we can't hide them right here. Those trees should be excellent at hiding Wild Riders. That's fine. We'll just deploy them over here. Let's set up the Death Dancers. I know where they're at. War Dancers, we will set up a unit up top here. While our Deepwood Scouts, I'm going to have one of the Deepwood Scouts up top here, since they don't have quite as much range. Because we're going to have to pull them back into here, which is not the best. It does keep them quite a bit safer than normal. So you guys back up where we had the last previous Glade Guard. I am going to throw in the wall. Wall on that end, and I will do the same platform here. We have even more stuff to work with, so we may just double down on the platforms. It will have to smash through them either way, but it gives us more range. And here's what we'll do. We'll throw the Death Dancers in behind.
Ready for orders.
We really only need one unit of War Dancers and Death Dancers to finish this one off. But we'll do you ladies up here. Death Dancers. And the sword variant, just to kind of move in where they're needed. Alright, well that's these infantry. Oh, we've also got a Waystalker. Beautiful. Actually, I'm going to throw the Waystalker on the other end here. He's going to help out defending... There's a jet flies overhead. I'm going to cut that part out. Alright, we'll cut that part out. A jet flew over head there, so close it shook the roof. I would rather that not pick up in the recording. We'll throw our Waystalker on this end here, so we can help out with all the cavalry coming on in. Death Dancers as well, so we'll have the sword variant holding the wall. Spears here. Guards as well. Those guys are going to be awesome. Because we've got 3 deployed on the other end, we'll have the Swift Shiver guys over here dealing with enemy infantry.
Deepwood archers.
Get them up on both sides, to be honest.
Defenders of Athelloren.
Your command.
Alright, swordsmen. You kind of hold the line behind. Branch nymphs, can we hide them in the center here? No, it seems like they'd be able to hide in the woods, but they're not. That's fine. We'll keep them as an extra reserve unit here. Everyone's deployed.
Ready for orders.
Perfect. I'm just going to combine the infantry units together, and then we're good to go. Last is throw in the trap. I'll have to walk through it. And we'll save up for the towers.
At pace. Yes.
Radiant Bretonnians.
Orders. Swiftly.
Move you all forward. Oh, dropping down the Murder of Crows, Flock of Doom. It's not doing that much damage, but if that's your plan, go ahead. By all means. Swift Shiver crash into the dismounted at Knights of the Realm. We're not seeing that much damage coming down. Buildings are under attack. Looks like the mounted yeomen are going for... We're going to bring down our barricades there. We'll have all of the archers deal with that nonsense. Burn back. And pull the archers back. Ingrid. You would like to charge forward and get annihilated. I'm here for that. Get her.
Straight away.
Bring the bows back. Spearmen forward to get them behind the platform.
No.
For Isha.
Faster. At once.
Huh. Interesting strategy. Let's go ahead and come on around.
At speed. Now. At once.
Ready for battle.
Maybe try to go around to face off with some of our others here. All of our archers deal with the ladies' horse archers, then we can kind of work on the cavalry that just crashed in. Drop the charge speed and speed on all those units, so there's no escaping.
Wild ride.
Love our cavalry just come around and smash into the backs of these dismounted Knights of the Realm.
Orders. Understood.
Smoke bomb ahoy.
Those are yours.
It's surround and destroy this paladin pretty quickly.
Awaiting orders. Targets. End them. To battle.
Beautiful charge. Go ahead, pull back.
Hurry.
Set up a tier 2 tower very soon.
Battle ready.
Ranch raids, you guys just stay on back, and we can kind of keep annihilating the troops as they come on in. You guys go after those battle pilgrims there. We'll have the spear women come on down.
Dauntless Azray.
Dauntless Azray.
Ariel. Death to all.
Put you guys over into melee attack mode.
Understood.
This poor priestess here. He's casting spells left and right. It's just not doing anything for him. Put these Wild Riders on in. Throwing the tier 2 tower here. We've even still got the branch nymphs left over. We'll pull them through on this side here, and we'll have them flank. driving charge from the Wild Hunters.
Riders of Athelloren! Go!
Orders understood.
Oh, we don't need the missile resistance. Whoops. Switch that off.
Hunters!
The Paladin's nearly gone. Unfortunately for you all, we have the
Aim!
what's needed to defeat you.
Ready and
Resolve was
ready.
being quite kind.
For Elders on.
Go ahead and deal with these ladies' hosts as they keep firing at us. We've only got a few arrows. They're going after the branch nymphs, but
Foes of Athelloren!
they're trying their luck.
Aim fire! Ready and able!
I guess she was able to drop in one more.
Once.
Oh, she's back. That's why.
Quickly!
Yes.
Bowman, ready!
Send you both through our platform here after destroying it.
Children of Athelloren!
You could just launch one more volley her direction. That'd be fantastic.
Wild riders!
There we go. See her off. Get those Swift Shiver shards behind the enemy.
Of Athelloren!
Smash into those battle pilgrims. That should be the easiest target to bring down. Oh, the knights are back. Good for them.
Waystalker! Bowman, ready! Loose!
Loose. Yeah, the flank with the Wild Riders and the
Swiftly!
Swift Shiver shards is too much.
Quickly! Archers,
I don't know why that unit is the only one in skirmish mode. They need to stop.
Armed and
They
ready.
could be disappointed.
Swiftly! Armed and ready! Orders? Now!
Rest in peace.
Ready and waiting!
Yeah, losing armor piercing is probably not a good call. We will drop charge speed and grab them a bit more melee
Will be
defense.
done.
A lot of these hunters at Kurnos quick charging in like crazies,
Bowman, ready!
but a flank of a piercing arrow like that is real bad. Yeah, and the Bretonnians learn what happens when you face off against the Wood Elves. I'm not sure what their plan was. Auto Resolve was being quite unkind to us. Crusades into the forest, fail. We'll go ahead and hunt down as many of these Bretonnians as I can, and I will catch you all on the campaign map.
Your orders?
And another invading force crushed to dust in the world roots there. I don't know, still don't know what their plan was, but we'll take it. We will go ahead and abduct those captives because I don't know how many Bretonnians are nearby. Ooh, the Blood Axe tribe has attacked Illyrian. What fools. Alright, Marienburg has been wiped out. They've lost their outpost. I didn't realize that they were so close to being eliminated like that. Oh, Reichland finished them off. Fair enough. He can't have dissenters. Alright, Findle has become a Beastmaster. Whole bunch were slain in battle there.
Proud son
Actually, we
of Athelloren.
got through that alright. Findle is upon a dragon. Well, that is a severe upgrade from a hawk. Norn outpost was lost. And technology, Anathrema, the Savage Huntress, goddess of the Savage Hunt, and a woman spurned. Anathrema's heart rots with vengeance. Extra bonus versus large for all of our Elf Cavalry, Hawk Rider, and Great Eagle units. And then a bit of cooldown to beast spells and more missile strength. Forest invasion is imminent. Oh, but woe be to our fools, or to our foes, the wild hunt begins once more. Hunt is on. Orion gains all of the extra buffs, and everyone else doubles their bonuses as well. Findle here will have even more missile strength, 14% more. He is a terror
Can I offer
in
assistance?
disguise. Can you offer assistance? You have no gold chevron soldiers just yet.
Azrael.
We'll just grab the simple quartermaster. Close enough to home amongst the bows. Grab swift fingers, either though none of these actually help on the map itself or the battlefield itself. You know what? Take that off. We'll be smart. He's about to have a ambush. Grab tempered rigor. Double down on the violent delights into a deadly onslaught, so he, upon his dragon, can actually do some damage if he needs to. Those kind of piercing shots as well. There we go.
What do you need?
Not as great on the map, but way better on the battlefield. What do I need? I think I need... He is upon an eagle. We need you to have more armor. By a good deal.
How can I assist you?
Atalanta is also upon an eagle, so we will go for more armor and health. There we go. Withering. Is it able to be upgraded? Yes, and it drops armor and leadership in a pretty big area, so... While Occam's Mind Razor is probably a pretty solid one, dropping both armor and leadership in an area, I think is going to be a better call. And then we'll go for... This one also area of effect? No, just a single entity. Still pretty good. Pretty good debuff. Yeah, let's go for it, just in case. If you've got a lord that's a little bit too obnoxious, or perhaps we want to deal with a spellcaster a bit faster.
Glade Lord.
Alright, we're not full health, but I think we have more than it takes to deal with this nonsense.
Traveling.
Rebel
Making my
rousers!
way.
Ooh, and they failed to spot our ambush. Talos, you poor fool. Hand out the Lichbone pendant to who doesn't have magical attacks? Guess we'll find out next battle. Let's replenish, and then we'll attack the Herdstone from here. Talos slain, and we can go ahead and smush Gua. No way to reach that in time.
Athaloran. For the Cadai. My
Cadai.
journey begins. None shall live.
Okay, so Findle, now we can give you your last point into Quartermaster, and I think replenishment, since you're here in Lorelorn, going to be defending against invasions of the demons.
To arms.
We are still just dealing with their followers for now. The Norskins are nowhere near as tough as Chaos. You grab the last point into your armor, and then we'll just start giving you a bit more ammunition.
Yuri Fair.
So Theodi will grab both points into Cleanse Corruption, and then start scouting.
Destroy them.
And indeed, that's exactly what we'll do. Looks like both captains don't have magical attacks in the melee. We'll switch that up right now. And solved. Squash. 99 lost. Yeah, it's the way Watchers are annihilating. Which is lovely to see. We'll go ahead and occupy this Hearthland. Rutgers Point has a port, and ports give us a ton of money. Armor, silver, steel, and the Misty Hills have been secured.
Orders.
Perfect, since I don't care so much about actually growing the provinces that are not Athaloran proper, or one of the main glades, we are going to go for the Wisdom of Hoeth here, just to fix control. Actually, not the Wisdom of Hoeth, it's the Might of Vol. So more income from trade tariffs, and then a construction cost decrease. That way we can get the settlement up and running as fast as we can, or as cheap as possible. That way we can spend all of our gold on soldiers. And I will absolutely upgrade this to a small glade. And then we'll also grab the guard platform as well.
Lord of the Glade.
Lord of the Glade. Amongst the boughs. And we can keep working on that replenishment.
Glade Lord, at your service.
Finish off the ammunition stores here for both Atalanta and
Lord of
the
Athaloran.
other captain. We'll have the point into scouting, and then since you were closing in on having your eagle, let's at least make sure you're not exploding when you cast spells. We'll drop the miscast base chance by 15%. We may be at war with Reichland soon, and we want to make sure we're
The
prepared.
forest has spoken.
Move the furthest.
Anything is possible.
We are going to be attacked next turn. Let's get next to Salzamund. That way we can use them as a shield. Should be able to fight them off. Grab the Winery in Middenheim and the Artisan's Nexus. Eternal Watcher's Garrison gives you Wildwood Rangers, Death Dancers, Way Watchers, and some Treekin. I'm a bit sad that Treekin don't have armor piercing. They're swinging around some pretty hefty branches. I wouldn't want to get hit. Here in Middenheim, I think we're just going to maximize our income with our off settlements as much as we can. Oh, I see.
By the comet!
There's no trust here. You need to leave. If you attack any of my settlements, Reichland, you will suffer greatly.
How can I assist you?
Alright, Dave, need you to come on down here and deal with knife.
By Kernos!
By Gernos. Go ahead and kick this man into orbit. I will give this to you there, Daith, since you're an absolute champion. Blind Master Daith. Duck those captives, turn them into wood elves, and then we'll hopefully move on a quorum here. This would allow us to confederate up with the Sisters of Twilight. That is a pretty hefty squad of Plague Monks. No spellcasters, though. Let's pass out the skills, and I think we can handle that, no problem. Even if we have to go to the field. Tempered Rigor all the way. Because we will want to throw them into melee against the rats. Same thing with you there, Waystalker. Tempered Rigor.
Lord of Athelloran.
Lurin, the Branch Wraith. Leadership would be great. Call of the Woods would give us what now? Melee attack for everyone in range, which would help us blend through the rats a bit faster. Let's go for at least Invasion and then the Tempered Rigor. She doesn't have... You know what? We'll double down on Tempered Rigor, since those melee stats are not the best. Bonus versus infantry is fantastic, but low stats to start.
Proud son of Athelloran.
Alright, Daith and company. Onward to a quorum.
To arms!
Indeed. Oh, these poor fools. Auto-resolve has been very kind to us. Let's go ahead and hand who has the lowest leadership. I do think it's a Branch Wraith. Dinner to discipline for you there. Finish off the rats at great cost. And Pesticide. Maestra and Arahan, Sisters of Twilight, have heard your exploits against the Skaven, and that the Ratmen's assaults upon the world roots have subsided, making them much safer to traverse. Sisters send word that they are open for forming confederation with you. Alternatively, you can leave them in stewardship over their glade, and they will channel its energies to you. Well, that's wrong. We're going to confederate right away. Sisters of Twilight are my favorite legendary lord for the Wood Elves. As I've probably said it an obnoxious amount of times already, the Witchwood has been secured, as well as the Bleak Coast. It's also great to confederate with someone and never see really that much of an income drop, just because of how much money we make and how much reduction to upkeep we have. We lose their outpost, but that's entirely fine. Daith, we're going to keep you back defending. We're probably going to strike on out, sack Skaven Blight a few times just to weaken it down to tier 1.
Your request is reasonable.
Alright, dealing with these rats.
Beginning my journey.
Beginning my
Glade Lord, at your service.
Brave Anathema, definitely. And let's come on over here and see about finishing off. Realize we went for Ancient Bark with Daith's forces, which is not exactly what I think the Master Smith of the Elves would do, but we've already given the skills out. I don't have the mod that allows us to respec, so we're going to roll with it. He's going to have the Ancient Bark and Bolts of the Forest in combined. Physical resistance and armor will help them shrug off a lot of the friendly fire shots that will be coming out from these Bolts of the Forest. But until we start grabbing some more upgraded archers, we'll go ahead and just keep making it Daith himself stronger. It's good.
These are dark times.
Tala, you are on a eagle. Let's give you death from above for now. Yeah, Rigor, she's gonna be a absolute nuisance.
Your orders are acceptable.
Drop kicker of mages. Tempered Rigor for the Waystalker, and then we will go for Bottomless Quiver as well, so firing out as many shots as possible. I do use them kind of similarly to how I use the Witch Hunters of the Empire. They kind of act as an anchor for everyone to fire upon. Rigor, and we'll go for the Call of the Woods and Howl of the Forest. And the Shield of Isha for 5% more physical resistance during those forest battles there.
Proud daughter of
Yenna, you are coming up on the port where you have nothing else to upgrade. We just need to get to the skill dump. Everything's going to be going into the defensive dedication as Man, the spell slingers do not have much in terms of stats. Oh, who are you? I'm passing out people's skills. I don't even know who people are. So Deluric's up here in the Witchwood.
Lady of the Glade at your
Eliana is her
service.
beast spellcaster.
Can I offer assistance?
Your spellcasting is all maxed out. Excellent. Well, you guys go ahead and head on
Your
back into the
orders
Witchwood
are
there.
acceptable.
And this will likely be who we switch out for Sisters of Twilight once they're in. Which they're wounded, likely. Oh, no, they're not.
Itching for fresh battle.
Lovely. Looks like they're on Gwendolore. Why are you not right around on Kathan Har? Fools. They have all their skills. Got Kathan Har, and they've got their hopefully we've gained them with some proper weapons, because I forget that the Sisters of Twilight have their special abilities where they have Mastersmith Daith crafting them things on occasion. So once we confederated them, they will never be able to craft things, or Daith will never be able to craft them anything after that. But we get everything that they had beforehand, so unfortunately we don't have anything other than, I guess, the full Dreaming set, which will not give us all of the actual set bonuses over here, but we do have the Summons a Unit of Deepwood Scouts, which does not degrade, as well as dropping upkeep. It gives them stock. How do they stock run on a huge dragon? They also will have the Dreaming Ring, so more Winds of Magic and more replenishment. And then they will also regenerate. The Perfected Dreaming Bow will also give us a drop 2 construction cost for all buildings in the local region, and then a little bit more missile strength. There are much better weapons than this one. And then the Dreaming Boots give us more range, more growth, and more evasion chance when using the World Roots, as well as a bit more speed. They are going to be moving. Not bad skills, but I would have rather gone for one of the ones that is more for actual battle. That's just fine. All of their auxiliaries are pretty good too. They really drop enemy leadership. Eternal Guard Commander's not as necessary. I don't think we have anything I would really trade out in the meantime.
Glade Captain reporting.
Okay, so go ahead and get rid of you. Bunch of heroes over here that are on our squad now. How many are we over the limit? 2 over on Glade Captains, 2 over on Waystalkers. Actually, almost caught up on Branch Race and 1 over on Spellsingers. That's fine. We've got all the Branch Rays over here causing problems.
Only when necessary.
Bring me battle.
We need to fix your army. Why are you not wielding any Hawk Riders?
Twin defenders of the Glades.
They think that every single soldier is important. Ugh. We may need to add in the respec mod. They grab Possessed by the Trickster God, huh? Yeah, I think we will be. If I'm able to add it in on a campaign that's already in the works, we will definitely be respecking them. Because Possessed by the Trickster God is not what I would put on them. It would definitely be Sight Beyond Sight for the extra damage. Since they are a horrifying pair from the sky. Like an AC 130. That's alright. We'll fix them on up. They do need some Hawk Riders in their squad, though. We'll grab it.
No
You
more
ladies and bring you
hiding.
back to Arnheim, then.
We should fight.
There, we should fight. I
Communing
didn't realize
with
the
the
Moon Shard was under our
forest.
control. Perfect. That allows us to actually strike out across against the Undead a little bit easier. Arnheim has the Grove of the Horse. I think we'll replace this with just a bunch of money-making buildings. Definitely don't need that at the Moon Shard. Anything that is military in these other side buildings is not necessary. We've already gained the additional units, so I'm never going to be disbanding them, even if they're not great in terms of skills.
Invincible.
2 more people. We're gonna have to fix their names up. So the Moon Shard is the
It will bring
smaller settlement
harmony.
there. Arnheim can definitely defend itself against the likes of the undead. Sisters. Twilight. Can we give you any Hawk Riders? We can. Okay, well, let's start kicking out these Glade Riders and normal cavalry then. That's not their style. We're gonna have a bunch of flyers in the squad. It'll be flyers with likely just archers on the ground. Maybe a tree man or two to be an anchor for us. Meantime, 4 Hawk Riders, which are normally not fantastic units, but I'm interested to see how they perform here in ROR. Not ROR, in Radious. Seem to be a lot better on the charge. There's just not very many of them. They're not very heavy either, so they get bogged down pretty easily. So you've got some Normie Deepwood Scouts and some Branch Nymphs. Very strange army here. Let's just kind of keep things as is.
Can I offer assistance?
We have you, Tala, the Woodseer of Light. Pretty well upgraded. Keepers of the Grove, is you've got the Zotes. Actually, you're set up as you're supposed to be. Why didn't they do this with the sisters? Alright, well, Tala's immortal. We couldn't get rid of him if we wanted to, and he's already very well upgraded, so he'll be riding around upon a unicorn. Like a proper lad. Give him some extra armor. The Trickster Shard will be nice, too. Gotta start combining up a few of these here. Shard. Such is the way.
Highborn.
Yeah, we're gonna send you up to start securing the different lands for us then. No one's gonna threaten.
Captain of the Glade Guard.
These are dark times.
Don't really need you, Dloric, but we can have Diliena come out and perhaps join Vilgen.
On the move.
We'll probably bring in another Treekin to defend here with us.
FUS speaks to me.
She has to wait.
Listen to the sounds.
Could join Vilgen's forces, but I think it'd be better to leave Vilgen as is. Let's move on towards the Temple of Adioth here. There's no way they think Beatrice can defend herself. Well, before we make that attack,
I am called.
Defender's already annihilated.
Osprey Mage.
Boot Snatcher. Really? A Pyrrhic victory? You think so? Let's have one more battle here and prove them wrong. Yeah, we can't lose too many of these guys. That'd be incredibly foolish. Not against this. Alright, quick jump cut there. I looked over and the mic was completely grayed out, which means it was muted. I was hoping that I hadn't lost too much. Went back and listened to the recording, and surprisingly and thankfully, none of the stuff before here was muted. So, if you notice any weird bouts of silence previously, that was definitely the cause. I'm hoping it didn't take out too much of the episode, if any at all. Let's grab all of our cavalry and get right to this battle. It really looks like this is going to be a smash. We'll give you all the guard mode. So these other wild riders, I don't mind having them up front. We'll have the Branch Wraith hiding in the woods there. Vilgen is flying around. It's going to be really hard for anyone to stop. Grab our missile infantry. I'm going to deploy them a little ways away from the forest. You know what, now? We deploy in the forest. Even though we do actually have some issues with hitting shots on occasion. We'll have the melee troops in the forest since they actually perform quite a bit better. Amongst the boughs. Let everyone that is a war dancer can come on out of the woods too. Similar to last time, we'll let them think that only the missile infantry exists.
Ready for battle.
Perfect. Alright, that'll begin. This would be a big old nuisance. Starts moving on forward. We'll have Ilvakus move out, just to give some Melkoths to this gunnery mob here. Feed yourself up to go give that to the gunnery mob. That was what the plan was.
moving now.
Oh, I should have given her the stock.
Guided by nature.
They do a lot of damage.
Alicia.
You gotta give it to them. Go ahead and crash in.
Children of Athel Lauren, for the eternal realm.
You all pull on away as well. Always forget that that actually drops their overall
Unleashed.
increases cooldowns, unfortunately. Could rip them to pieces. Could rip them to pieces.
Deepwood archers. Targets. We are talents.
Completely surround and destroy. I'm gonna fly you over. It's 25 seconds before we can hit the next group. Did take some return fire, that's no problem at all.
Swiftly. Armed and ready.
Nothing we can't heal up.
Spellweaver ready.
Sisters of Thor.
Increase their bounce back capabilities there.
Ready.
Bring them up to this portion of the forest. Everyone else kind of up as well and out.
The forest wills it. At pace. Sisters of Thor.
Because the Thor is so fast, they have no chance of getting locked down.
Spellweaver ready.
You merely think you want to stay and fight. Take a little bit of damage. We can quickly fix up that fence, though.
Weaving fate.
Awakening in the wood. Then honestly, just give yourself some more resistances, and you can just kind of stay here as long as you need.
I hear the forest.
Our spells have already done their work, though. Let's have the Wild Hunters come on out and crash into these scurvy dogs.
We are tireless. Death to all. Ready for battle.
Archers move themselves up to the high ground here. Infantry teams can do the same, but kind of come around. Yeah, no thanks.
Ever ready.
It is done. Slaughter them.
Sisters of Thorn.
Let's pull these Sisters of Thorn back into the infantry.
Spring will come.
Spring will come.
Straight away.
Slaughter those Fellbats. They summoned in the crabs just to watch them fall.
By Carno.
Alright, Kronos Hunters, let's move on away.
Hurry.
Let those archers step up.
Children of Athel Lauren.
Go for another Awakening in the Woods. Slow everyone down. All these
Sisters of Thor.
missile infantry they've got themselves there.
Spellweaver ready.
Make yourself invisible and just fly right over the top. Or does that not work?
Spellweaver repositioning.
It's for someone who isn't you. It makes sense. Doesn't really matter either way, though. The amount of missile fire we have layering down on them at the moment.
Of Athel Lauren.
Pretty hefty. Get with those gun mob.
Swiftly. Yes.
I am needed there.
Indeed. Overcast right in the middle.
Deepwood infantry.
She actually has a good bit of damage she can fire out in that shotgun there on the back. Alright, cavalry, crush in. Pull the Wildwood Rangers back a bit.
Our aim is true.
For Isha. Bowman ready.
Really, it's no problem. We can drop Zeus down into all this pirate mob there.
Aim fire.
Go ahead and ride them down.
Blade guard. Children of Athel
All
Lauren.
missile troops
For Elves.
converge.
Eager and ready.
Or melee defense for anyone who's already fighting.
The forest wills it.
We can curse Orion here, or at least get some extra defenses. We can curse Orion here on top of all these poor fools here. Where's my other Sisters of the Thorn? We've got so many curses to drop down. It is lovely. Heals for all these hunters that are in the fray. We've only lost 3 or 4 hunters each. They've been fighting for pretty much the entire battle inside the fight, which is just great. All bowmen. Lock on the sail captain there.
Weaver of fate.
We accept.
Destroy them. The amount of arrows stuck on the ground there is pretty intense. Branch Wraith charging back in. We can Melkoth mystifying and just to weaken some of these Skull Rammer soldiers here.
Your command. I will find
And that's that. Heal up all these lovely war dancers that were in the middle of that fighting. Okay, when it took too much damage, we can even overcast that regrowth on one as well. But we finish off the undead before the healing actually can take too much of effect. Either way, a decisive victory. Glorious. Alright, only 43 fell in the fighting, and I think we could have definitely resurrected a few there with some healing. That's alright. Like the 4,000 for the win, as well as the Helm of Discord, and we will perhaps sack the settlement and turn around. See if we can't take down that other force there, but you know what? This one is draining some health from the Witchwood, so we will go ahead and occupy. Start trying to heal up a bit of the corruption in the area. He's become attack-minded. Wasn't the Boot Snatcher wants to come up and fight with her squad of Saji boys, we could do that.
I weave the living forest.
No, well, we can repair it. There wasn't. I think it'll repair next turn, but 79 gold is nothing. We'll throw in the guard platform here, as well as the one that gives us a bit more replenishment, is the Trapper's Den.
I commune.
Diliana, can you... What skills do you have? Skill technology. Ooh, that's not bad. Let's come on over to Val's Anvil and do some yoinking.
Elenil, come forth.
Perhaps. See if you can succeed. You're gonna take forever to get over there. Doing the head waggle the whole time.
No.
Alright then. No. So the Witchwood... Well, you've already got the Sacred Grounds of Anathrema. It's no wonder that the god of the savage hunt is so favored in this bleak and bitter land. So the Awakened Forest attrition is already active. And all of our armies gonna have a bit more missile strength. That's pretty good. We'll keep the Forest Lookout in, and they've got the Nimbus Shrouded Copse. I actually think no, we want the Hawk building instead, so destroy the Nimbus Shrouded Copse, and we'll replace it with the other one. We'll also need an Azrai Forge in here to actually make use of any of the proper soldiers.
Present.
We'll fix the Witchwood up, don't you worry. Is he present? Speaking without permission? We'll go ahead and drop down growth of the forest. Control and growth sound real good. Just some nice little layers out here. Looks like the corruption is already pretty well subsided. Just this area is disgusting. It's bleak and terrible, as they had initially said. And actually, I think these Dawi up here, led by the Great White Dwarf, Grombrindle, will actually provide a perfect opportunity to confederate with Arguilan, as I don't really care so much about the well-being of Grombrindle. Oh, no one fell for his ambush. Orion is saddened.
God King of the Deepwood.
What happened to the Whitefire Tor? Well, I mean, if no one else wants this settlement covered in gems, I think I'll... Don't mind if I do. Mine.
I thirst for the hunt.
We should have taken out Srui here, but if we leave him, I think if we take him out, his faction goes away.
Master
He's not a
of the
threat.
wild hunt.
We'll take the Whitefire Tor. Illyria would probably like if we returned it to them, but you lost your gem mine fair and square. Belongs to me now.
I
Here.
go then.
With less attitude next
Your
time,
orders
and we'll
are
have
acceptable.
Isolal. attack. On the forest encounter. Bring it on. Good. Though you have rescued the Gain Vale from Chaos's hordes, your continued control of the region has angered some of Ulthuan's denizens. The elves gather outside of the Vale, demanding you return it to the Everqueen. Oh, I see. So we either face off against the gathered High Elves, or we return the Gain Vale. Look down on us, but friendship is still possible. This would irritate the tree spirits. I think we will make this the beginning of one of our next episodes. We'll decide later, because this marker is not one that is going to... Basically, we decide when to hand over the Gain Vale to L'Ariel if we decide to. If we do so, though, we can't actually ever perform the Ritual of Rebirth here. So, no, it belongs to me now. You lost it fair and square. Got a little bit of gold left.
Lord of the forest.
Let's keep going down the defensive skill line for Orion here. We could increase some of his... We've got the striking branches, which is for all of his cavalry, and bolts of the forest, which is kind of what I was worried about here. In terms of foot soldiers, he has spears of the wildwood and such. These are the wildwood rangers. He definitely needs an upgrade to his front line, or we can just kind of fully eliminate them for archers. I think in the meantime, we will continue to give Orion a bit more defensive capabilities. 91 melee attack is insane.
How may I help?
Alright. Look at some of our leftover lords here.
Glade Lord, at your service.
Icarin, I would love for you to claim Montanus.
Beginning my journey.
Oh, we don't have the gold. Ooh, that's expensive. You're gonna hang out here then.
Orders are acceptable.
It is Lilith's will.
I would really like to see the Grom take down a few of Arguilan's settlements. That way, they're more likely to confederate up with us before we even have to take down the Dawi. But we'll see.
Sorry.
Down here to help keep spreading your corruption
Can
drop.
I offer assistance? These are dark times.
Almost reached the last area here. I think what we are going to keep going for, I'm moving down the kind of the dark elf side, the Sithrai line for the Savage Hunt. Obviously, extra bonus versus large for all of our cavalry sounds fantastic. The Keeper of the Last Door also is one we want, simply because 15% extra post-battle loot is hefty. Plus, Elder Zor is pretty solid too. Weapon strength for all forest dragons. Diplomatic relations with the Dark Elves. We're not going to be really worried about being allied with the Dark Elves at all. We're going to go down here to Nethu, and then we'll come up to finish off the Cat Eye.
How can I assist you?
Perfect. All we have to do is fight off this last army here. I'd really like to see what it's going to be, and then we can go ahead and probably end the episode there. Nothing for Brass Keep. It'll get upgrades soon. We spent a lot of gold. Definitely want growth for the Witchwood. Bleak Coast, I am going to throw in the construction cost one. Perfect. Newly gotten lands, and we'll be pushing back the Undead and the Dark Elves very soon. Back over to Orion, and we'll end the turn.
All hail colonels.
Were it not for the kind heart of the Lady Ariel, you would already be dead.
Well, it's actually just because she's too far away. We've had our fill of booty from you. There are other shores to pillage. No, there is never peace. Oh, she says, okay, then if there's not peace, there's war. Alright, well, I'll happily to give that one a auto-resolve. We'll have to replenish up a bit on Vilgin's forces herself, and all we have to do is sacrifice the settlement garrison. Sounds like a good trade to me.
We fight for the forest.
Cost 700. We can easily abduct them on in, though.
Isha requires this.
Were it not for the kind heart of the
Drakir would like to
Lady
fight again, huh?
Ariel, you would already be dead.
They declare war. I'm not going to call our allies. I'd like to stomp them out myself. Balthazar looks like he's already doing that, though. Alright, Rebellion in Auckland. Settlement infected. Oak of Ages. Infected with a ghastly plague stemming from the clan Scryer faction. Oh, that's where they dropped their plague lad off then? Fair enough. Pirate Hunter for Vilgen. Criminals can be no more tolerated on the seas than land. Melee attack when fighting at sea. They're about the only ones that give you any proper abilities. Teveril's back and looking good. Katagor Warherd has ignored the warning and the invasion has begun.
No.
I mean, is this a scary force?
Lord of
Here's
the
what we'll
Glade,
try.
The forest has spoken.
Let's not raid. That's
I acquiesce to your request.
we can't go in an ambush because we're too close to Theodric. Maybe we can
I go
tease it a
forth.
bit.
Anything is possible. I go then.
Stop.
Don't know what else he has here, but either way, we will be fighting alongside the Salzenmund.
Come then. Only Sigma's god, Ulrich.
Got all of the alliances with him, so Salzenmund will join us in the fight. I can use the Nordlanders as a shield if need be. Beautiful. Alright, well that is going to be all the time I've got for today. I have been at Space Wizard.org. Remember to leave a like for the like god and a sub for the sub zone. I'll see you on the next one.